Ladies and gentlemen, this picture that you're looking at is actually a Kentucky lawmaker by the name of Robert Goforth. Now, we know domestic violence has been going through the roof in America since everybody been on lockdown. And old Robert Goforth here has not been a very good high IQ example either. So this came out in Newsweek. Kentucky state lawmaker strangled woman with Ethernet cable until she believed she was going to pass out, police said. This is April 21st, 2020. Kentucky Republican Representative Robert Goforth was arrested Tuesday on domestic violence charges, including strangling a woman with an Ethernet cable and threatening to kill her. Goforth, a former candidate for governor, was charged with assault, felony strangulation, and terroristic threatening. In 2019, Goforth was also accused of sexual misconduct by a woman who claimed in an online petition that Goforth had forced her to have sexual relations with a business associate. Goforth denied the allegations. Oh, he's such a nice guy. Strangle women, forcing them into sexual relations they don't want to be in. Such a nice guy. Good with women, too. As a husband and father, Goforth told the Commonwealth Journal in January 2019, sexual assault and violence against women sickens me. And I condemn any such acts in the strongest possible terms. And then you turned around and strangled a woman, huh? Mm-mm-mm. So much for keeping your word. When contacted for comment, the Laurel County Sheriff's Office directed Newsweek to a press release about Goforth's arrest on its Facebook page. According to the information, deputies responded to a complaint that a woman had showed up. So she went to a 911 dispatch center. And when she got there, she asked to speak to a deputy. When deputies arrived at the 911 dispatch and made contact with the female, they noted that she had visible marks on her forehead, neck, and arms. The sheriff's office said they learned that allegedly there had been an altercation, and during the altercation, the female victim had been strangled. According to the arrest citation, Goforth strangled the woman to the point where she had difficulty breathing and believed she was going to pass out. Goforth also attempted to hogtie the victim. Deputies also noted that there was bruising to the victim's leg, and during the altercation, the female victim stated that this subject stated was he was going to kill her. The statement continued. 3 small children who were allegedly present during the attack were reportedly found safe in the accuser's home. I wonder, are these his kids? All right, so he was violent and did it in front of children. He's turning out to be such a nice guy. I don't even know why he's looking so fearful in the picture. You did all this stuff and now you look like a deer in the headlights? Mm-mm-mm. It is deeply troubling to see an elected official who is part of our General Assembly being charged with such a serious, potentially fatal type of criminal activity, said the Kentucky Coalition Against Domestic Violence In a statement emailed to Newsweek on Tuesday, we will be following closely the developments of this case as it progresses through the court system. Sadly, it is not altogether shocking to hear about a person who holds a position of such grave responsibility and power being charged with a crime of domestic violence. Yeah, I believe that. I believe many of these lawmakers also break the law. I've been suspecting that for many, many years, but I'm not surprised that he has done these things and really felt he could get away with it. And, we'll see what kind of deal he gets when he finally makes it to court. I'm sure it's not going to be the deal that the average man that gets caught up in domestic violence get. He'll get a really special deal because of who he is. We're extremely grateful that the alleged female victim in this instance was able to access the help of law enforcement and that her injuries were not fatal, the statement continued. In a Tuesday statement, Kentucky Democratic spokeswoman Marisha McNee said Goforth must resign immediately. This is not the first time a victim of Mr. Goforth's violent assaults has come forward. Well, if this is not the first time, then why is he still in elected office? Somebody in Kentucky is not doing their job. Y'all should have been got this man out if he had this kind of history. So this is not the first time a woman has come forward to complain about this man. Republican leadership has ignored this for far too long, McNee continued. It is time for them to take action. Goforth needs to go. Kentucky House Speaker Republican David Osborne said Tuesday that while Republican leaders do not yet have all the details of the charges, the House Majority Caucus unequivocally denounces any form of domestic violence and has zero tolerance for it or its perpetrators. Yeah, but you still got him there. And this McNee said he's got a history of doing this sort of thing. Mm-mm-mm. A society that values human life must also condemn domestic violence, Osborne continued. We each have a moral obligation to not only speak out against domestic violence, but also to recognize that domestic abuse knows no boundaries. Its victims and perpetrators come from every income, race, and socioeconomic status. Goforth won his district seat as a result of a special election in 2018 after the previous representative resigned. He retained his position after the regular election in 2019. So they voted this man back in the following year. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin signed a bill in May 2019 which made non-fatal strangulation a felony in the state. It was passed by the State House of Representatives unanimously. Women who find themselves victims of strangulation are 7 times more likely to be killed, Bevin said during a signing ceremony. There should be absolutely no tolerance for this whatsoever. Mm-mm-mm. So, ladies and gentlemen, these lawmakers, and I always heard about police officers doing the same thing. Domestic violence was high among police officers. Yeah, so they're all hyped up on, ego because they got that badge. And you see, they don't even come down from it even when they get home. So, ladies and gentlemen, this shouldn't be shocking. You know, domestic violence is one of those things that have been going through the roof in America since the lockdown. But it just goes to show you, because there's so much of it now, how unstable many of these folks are. Like Goforth has exercised here, and how many of them got family lives that are very unstable. So when they try to prop themselves up as good examples, as you can see, that's not a good example at all. And I'm always leery about people that try to point to themselves as the best examples of everything, because usually when you take a closer look, they're not the best of anything. In fact, the worst of the worst. But y'all, please tell me what you think about old Goforth here. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.